particle is started and completing one oscillation means energy is transporting like this. This particle never be transporting, but it is sending energy to this point. Okay, so energy is here. One vibration, energy is traveling one wavelength distance. Okay, so time taken to complete, time taken by the particle, any particle, not only the particle at the origin, any particle you can take. The time taken by the particle to complete one vibration is called the time period, or time taken by the wave to travel wavelength distance is also time period. This is wavelength, this is wavelength, this is crust, and this will be crust. The distance between the two crusts is lambda, and we can define like that also, or we can define the lambda in another way also. The distance between the two particles which are in same phase, this particle and this particle are on the axis, x-axis, they are in same state of vibration, so the distance between them also lambda. Okay, next, frequency. The SI unit for this is second, and frequency. Frequency, the number of vibrations completed by the particle per second. Suppose if you take this particle is making vibrations like this. How many vibrations it can make in 1 second? That many vibrations are called a frequency, and is called a frequency of the wave. Or else, so for one vibration it is traveling one wavelength. Okay, wave is traveling one wavelength. Number of wavelengths travel per second is also frequency. Frequency, say it is hertz. Okay, frequency and time period relation is frequency is reciprocal of time period. Time period is reciprocal of frequency. Remember this. And next, wave velocity. So wave is propagating like this. Distance traveled by the wave per second or per unit time. Distance traveled by wave per unit time is called the wave velocity. Okay. Next, phase theta. Phase is denoted with the letter theta. Phase is nothing but angle. Okay. So phase tells the particle. It explains about every particle and every particle's state of vibration, where it is, in which direction it is moving, like that. Suppose this particle, whether the particle is going downward or upward. Okay, where that particle is presenting. All these information will be given by phase. Okay, initial phase. Initially, suppose this wave initial phase is 0. Okay, why? Because it is starting from the 0. Some waves will start from here. Some waves will start from here, like this. Okay, this wave is starting from here. Its initial phase is maximum. That means this maximum is 90 degrees. This is 0 degree. Okay, if it is starting from the origin, its initial phase is 0. If it is starting from the maximum amplitude, its initial phase is pi by 2. If it is starting from the negative maximum amplitude, maximum displacement, then its initial angle is minus pi by 2. Like, okay. Next, wavelength. Already we know that the distance between the two immediate crusts or troughs, or the distance between the two particles which are in the same state of vibration, like this particle and this particle, is called a wavelength. Wavelength SI unit is meter, and theta SI unit phase is nothing but angle, radian, and this is also radian. Velocity meter per second. Okay, these are the characteristics of waves. Next, displacement of progressive wave. Displacement of progressive wave. Progressive wave. Okay. See, progressive wave, any wave, either transverse wave or longitudinal wave, is started from origin and it is propagating like this. Okay. This is maximum amplitude plus A and maximum displacement. Sorry, this is minus A, maximum displacement. Okay. And here this wave is, this energy is propagating like this, and we will take 2 points here. One is origin, another one is point P. Point P is at x distance. Okay, point P is at x distance, and wave is traveling with v velocity. And when a wave is at point P, when energy is at point P, time is t. When the same energy is at origin, the time is t minus x by v. So here time is how much? T minus x by v, and here time we have taken it as t. Okay, correct. So how much distance it is traveled? X distance with how much velocity v. Distance by velocity is time. And here time is t means definitely here it is less than t. How much it is less means x by v. We have to subtract x by v from the t. Here the time is t minus x by v. Okay. Suppose the particle is, if the particle is at origin, particle is started moving upward. What is the displacement of that particle at t time? Okay. Suppose the particle is here. So y-axis displacement, we know that y is equal to a sine omega t. Omega is angular velocity of the wave. Actually, this wave motion we are explaining with the help of uniform circular motion, and t is the time at that instant. Okay. A is amplitude. See how we are taking this displacement is y sine function means the displacement is varying between you take this is plus 1 and minus 1, plus 1 minus 1. Okay. See the values are varying between plus 1 and minus 1 along with the 0. So it is a sinusoidal function. First 0, 1. Okay, 0 and again minus 1 and 0 in 2 pi angle. In 2 pi angle. From here to here angle is how much? 2 pi. Okay. So here 0, this is 90, this is how much? Pi by 2, and this is 0, this is pi, and this is 2 pi by 3, and this is 2 pi. Okay, like that in 2 pi angle, how the wave is traveling, that will be shown here. Okay, so that's why this is a sinusoidal function. So displacement means along y-axis y values are varying like y values are varying by following the sine function. So y is equal to a sine omega t is the displacement function of any particle. Okay, of any particle on the wave. Suppose if we take this particle, here time is t minus x by v. Here time is t. Whatever may be the time, all the particles are making same simple harmonic motion. So we can write its displacement, this particle displacement is y is equal to a sine omega. We can replace t as t minus x by v. Instead of writing like this, if you write like this, for any particle if you write this equation, and we will understand that its x value also. Here if you put x is equal to 0 here, 0 by anything is 0. So it is a sine omega t. So that indicates that this is the displacement of the particle at the origin. Suppose if you want the displacement of the particle at any x distance, at that time this equation is useful. Okay, and you can take x values and you can take v t. Okay, and we can substitute all the values here. This is the equation of the progressive wave. Actually this is the displacement equation of every particle, and this itself is the equation of the wave. Okay. Now we will write different forms of this equation. This is called the equation of the progressive wave. See, equation of progressive wave. We have just derived that y is equal to a sine omega t value, we are writing it as t minus x by v, and we will multiply with omega a sine omega t minus omega x by v. Correct? Okay. And this omega by v is one constant that is called the propagation constant k. Omega by v, angular velocity divided by linear velocity, is equal to propagation constant, and we will substitute that a sine omega t minus kx. This is another form of the progressive wave equation. This wave tells that wave is propagating along positive x direction. If wave is moving along negative x direction, then substitute instead of x, minus into minus plus. So a sine omega t plus kx is the equation of the wave which is propagating along negative x direction. Okay. By combining these two, we will write it as a sine omega t plus or minus kx. Plus indicates positive direction, minus indicates positive direction, plus indicates negative direction. Okay. These are the different forms of progressive wave equations. All these wave equations are very, very useful in problems point of view. Okay. First, remember what is the main standard progressive wave equation, and we can derive different forms like this also we can derive. Okay. And this wave equation we will write in terms of cos also. Suppose initial phase is 0, no need to include that phase in the equation of the progressive wave. Actually, equation of the progressive wave we have to write like this: x comma t, y of x comma t is equal to a sine omega t plus or minus kx. Like this we have to write. Why? Because y is the function of x and t. Okay, x values and time. So where along the x-axis which particle is vibrating, that tells x, and at what time it is vibrating, so it tells time. Okay. Okay, here this will be written in another form also. So I will show you how to write this in another form. We know that omega already we have learned in first year. Omega can be written as 2 pi by capital T, and propagation constant will be written as omega by v. Omega can be written as 2 pi by T into v. Okay. So time period into velocity of wave. Time period is time taken for one wave length. Okay. So this is nothing but 2 pi by lambda. 2 pi by lambda. These two things we will substitute in the above progressive wave equation. So now we will write it as a sine omega can be replaced by 2 pi by capital T into small t plus or minus 2 pi by lambda into x. And this we will write in another form also: a sine 2 pi common factor small t by capital T plus or minus small x by lambda, like this also you can take. Or else you can take only pi, 2 will be inside, pi only you can take as common factor. So a sin pi 2t by capital T plus or minus 2x by lambda. These are all different forms of progressive wave equations. Remember all the forms, each and every equation is important for problems. We know this progressive wave equation is very well, then you can solve the problems easily. Okay. Now we are going to see the phase difference of two particles on the wave, or the phase difference of two particles on two different waves, like that. Okay. Phase is nothing but angle. It tells about the vibration of that particle at that particular instant of time. Okay. Suppose if we take one progressive wave like this, one particle is at some x1 distance. This is x axis, so x values will be along x axis, y values will be along y axis. This particle is making simple harmonic motion at x1 distance. This particle, any particle you can take, okay, this particle is at suppose x2 distance. The distance between these two particles is how much? Delta x, that is equal to x2 minus x1. This is called the path difference between the two particles. What is this? Path difference is denoted with the letter delta x, that is x2 minus x1. Okay. And phase difference. Phase difference for this particle, phase is theta 1. For this particle, the phase is theta 2. Let me complete theta 1. So these two particles we are observing on the wave at same time. At the same time, x1, x2 we have observed at the same time. So here time is constant. Okay, at the same time we have observed two particles on the wave. One is at x1 distance, another one is at x2 distance at same time. Okay, time is constant. So theta is nothing but phase. Phase in the equation is nothing but omega 2 plus or minus kx only, phase. So this wave is propagating in the positive x direction, so minus k x1. So t is constant. Okay. Similarly, theta 2 will write it as omega 2 minus k x2. And if we take the phase difference, delta theta is equal to theta 2 minus theta 1 is equal to theta 2 omega t minus kx2 minus omega t plus kx1. Omega t cancel, k common factor, x1 minus x2. This k into x1 minus x2 can be written as delta x. So here actually delta x is x2 minus x1. x2 is greater than x1 means you can take negation here, and here x1 minus x1 negation x2 is delta x. Okay. This propagation constant we will write it as 2 pi by lambda into delta x. So phase difference is equal to 2 pi by lambda times path difference. Okay. So this wave, this progressive wave we have observed at the same time and we are writing the path difference and phase difference for two particles at the same time. Okay, and we can write this path difference and phase difference in another way also. Let me tell you that. Okay, so I hope you have understood this. This is path difference and this is phase difference. Phase difference is 2 pi by lambda times path difference. So delta x we will write from this equation as lambda by 2 pi times phase difference. Okay. And here we will write it as delta theta is equal to 2 pi by lambda times path difference. This can be applied for any two particles, not only these two particles. We can take this particle also. This path difference and phase difference we will apply between two particles at the same position at different time values. This is y-axis and this is progressive rate, and I will take only x value is fixed. This is x value. The particle is at y1 distance. This particle is coming to this position at point 2. Okay, this is at t1, this is at t2. Okay, see, observe here, this x value is fixed, x is constant. Here time only varying. So when same particle only, for two different positions we are writing the path difference and phase difference equations. First, this position. At this position, you know that phase is what? Theta 1 is equal to omega t minus kx. And this x is constant, so time only varying t1. So for this position, we will write phase equation theta 2 is equal to omega t2 minus kx. And if you write phase difference, that is equal to omega t2 minus kx minus omega t1 plus kx. Plus kx minus kx cancel. Omega into t2 minus t1, that is equal to omega into delta t. Okay, omega can be written as, we know that 2 pi by capital T into, okay, omega you know that 2 pi by capital T delta t. So phase difference in terms of time, 2 pi by capital T into time difference. This is the equation for phase difference in terms of times. Already we have done phase difference equation in terms of position is 2 pi by lambda times path difference. Same thing will be applicable for two waves, two individual waves. If we take, means this is wave number 1, this is wave number 2. On the wave number 2, some particle is at x2 distance. On this wave, some particles, suppose this particle is at x1 distance from the horizon. And if you want to calculate the path difference between these two waves also, we can follow the same method. Okay. Okay, now we are going to learn principle of superposition of waves. Okay, if two or more waves are falling on the particles of the medium, then what is the resultant displacement of the particles of the medium will be calculated by using this principle. Okay, so two or more waves simultaneously falling on the particles of the medium. then the resultant displacement of the particle of the medium is the vector sum of the displacements of individual waves. Okay. Let me write in equation form. Okay. Like this. Suppose if we take a wave diagram, this is one progressive wave. This is another progressive wave. It is having a different initial phase. Here phi is 0, initial phase is 0. Here phi is not 0. And we will take one more wave that is starting from the maximum displacement. If all these waves simultaneously fall in one over the other, then what is the displacement of any particle will be calculated by this superposition principle. Okay, suppose this particle and this particle, this wave and this wave is falling in, its resultant displacement will be, see, resultant displacement is the vector sum of the individual displacements of the wave. y2 bar plus y3 bar and so on. Okay. If two or more waves falling one over the other simultaneously, then the resultant displacement of the particle of the medium is the vector sum of the displacements of the individual waves. Okay. So this will be the equation, and we will write in a simple form also. Y bar is summation I is equal to 1 to n yi bar, where I is equal to 1 to n. Okay. This is the resultant displacement. Okay. Vector sum of the individual displacements of all the waves is equal to net displacement of any particle on the wave. Okay. So this we will write mathematically by taking two waves. If one wave is falling on another wave, let me finish this derivation. You will understand in a better way. Okay. So we'll take only two waves. So first wave displacement is y1. It is a1 sine omega t. Second wave displacement is y2. Its equation is a2 sine omega t plus phi. Phi is the phase difference between these two waves. Phi is the phase difference between these two waves. These two waves falling on the same particle, but there is a phase difference between these two waves. Okay. The net displacement y bar is equal to y1 bar plus y2 bar. Vector addition. We know that vector addition will be calculated by using parallelogram law of vector addition for two vectors. Okay. See, a1 sin omega t plus a2 sin a plus b formula. I will apply that sin